for the tip off. We'll take that W and hand you a loss. Break your ankles on the cross, on God on that wrong. Off the bounce, leave you on the first step. It might be a long night for you without some double team help. Or the whistle from the ref, I'm from the school of hard knocks. Watch how I hit them with a shimmy when I get them on the block. We talking nothing but hoops, a floor general and it's true. Spot up in the corner, man, you know I'm gon' shoot. Or slam like an alpha, I'm beastin' like a boss named Hefe. Trapping on the baseline, you escape no way. A baller like Kobe wearing 24. And y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel, with Mr. Slam and Alpha Dog 2 and Pure Ways with the best sports book too. If you wanna show support, give us a view. Call this an NBA jam. If you a super fan, hit the bell is what you do. Be off the bounce, check up, level off the bounce. Let's get it.
He's on fire. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Off the Bounce. Happy Monday, boys. It's good to be back. Let's continue to catch. It was a great weekend of basketball. Let's get into it, man. Before we do, big shout out to Pure Wage as always. If you guys haven't already, make sure to give him a follow. Boys, how we doing today, man?
Doing good, man. Happy Monday, fellas. We got ourselves a good one tonight. Pivotal game 4 in this series. I'm super excited. There's a lot of stuff up in the air, so hopefully as the show goes on.
Wait. We have what? What?
We have one humongous game 4 tonight in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals with the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. Boston needs this one. Screw it. It's a must-win for Boston.
There it is, man. Love the energy. BBB, how you doing today, man?
It's Monday. Got to kick off the week with some bangers, and we got that exactly for you. So ready to dive into today's game and kind of break it down. But first, let's get a little recap of what we saw from this weekend.
For sure, man.
Let me just say two things. If Reggie Bullock and Maxi Kleber got a good night of sleep last night, they should be cut from an NBA roster right now.
Bro,
they should not have slept 1 minute.
Maxi should be ashamed, bro. Like, he's been just bad all series. Like, what is he doing out there? Yeah, I had Maxi Kleber the other game, but this game he had 0 points, missed every single three, and Reggie Bullock. That's pretty impressive, Reggie Bullock.
Both of them, though. Both of them, honestly, man. I mean, I've never seen a man more scared to shoot than Maxi Kleber was last night.
His confidence is gone, man.
You could tell his confidence was gone, and his shots had no chance of going in.
0-5. All he does is literally defense, rebound, and 3-pointers. But he can't even do any of those.
Right. Here's the thing. Look, where's the plus? So he had a plus minus of 12, which isn't terrible. I want you to look at Luka's plus minus. And I want to point out that they have lost 4 straight games when he drops 40 or more.
I'm glad someone's talking about it.
I don't know how many times I have to say Luka will the Mavericks will never beat any team when Luka plays like this. And it's not his fault when Reggie Bullock goes what?
Yeah, it's not his fault,
for
man.
7
I
from 3.
don't know, man. I don't think enough blame is being put on Luka in this.
BB, I'm glad you're with me here. I couldn't agree more.
People go crazy when you say this stuff, but I mean, bro, the way he plays iso ball, we've seen it. That's when he has these big games, but it hurts all of his teammates and it hurts his team's chances of winning. A lot of these points he got were in kind of garbage time too. I just don't understand why he does this iso ball where, like, if he's going to play like that, that's easy to defend. They're like, okay, we'll let you have some of your buckets and none of your team will score. And they will not win a series, let alone maybe even a game if they continue to play like that. So yes, his role players need to step up, but I think Luka's got to play smarter as well.
I mean,
shout out the chat real quick. King Papi Sosa, wear my cup.
What up, boys?
What up, guys? Welcome
King Papi Sosa, always here, man.
The show. Slam, you were saying?
Man, I mean, you guys can blame Luka, but like, bro, all his role players are just straight trash. Besides Spencer
I'm not saying he's the sole person to blame, but I think he's getting like little to no blame, and he's one of the bigger factors as well.
Yeah, but it's just tough, man. Like, at the beginning of the game, I knew the Mavericks were screwed. 3-pointers weren't falling. They're one of those teams. They're streaky. When they make their shots, they're in this game type stuff. So
I mean,
It was
not
a
even
vol-
to
it-
mention Luke is a defensive liability. So like,
Yeah.
he gets attacked. He gets, they're targeting him on switches. It doesn't matter who it is. You saw Andrew Wiggins just absolutely poster him.
Oh God, that was
Probably one of the best playoff dunks I've seen in a while, man. Reminding me of another Warriors dunk from back in my childhood when Baron Davis dunked all over Andre Karolinko.
Yeah, that was nasty, man. Wait, so did Wiggins like poke him or something? Like, what was the deal with that?
No, he was being a little
Luke was just obviously
he was just trying to sell
the
it.
flop artist of the year. Dinwiddie probably was the best player other than Luka for the Mavs. He was the only player that kept them even remotely in this game in the second half, but you knew it was over. The Mavs they're done. It's serious over. They might win tomorrow and force a 5, and that's about as good as it'll get, in my opinion.
I think they might get a win tomorrow.
I think just back to the wall mentality. They'll get a win tomorrow because they have nothing to lose, and that's how they'll play. They'll play a little more free, and then they'll lose in Game 5 in Golden State in San Fran. It's over. But before we get into tonight's game, guys, Saturday's game for the Heat Celtics, we were not on air. I just want to say that was a crazy one. That game was every time you blinked your eyes, another player went down with an injury. It was frightening. Jimmy Butler obviously didn't play the second half. Marcus Smart injured, left the game, came back. Jason Tatum injured, left the game, came back. We now learned Tyler Hero injured himself pretty badly. He won't even play in tonight's game.
He's been useless anyways.
Yeah.
I think we learned a lot from last game that's definitely going to be pivotal coming into this game. So, some of those key things we saw in that last game, Jimmy Butler didn't play this whole second half. Like you said, he's obviously banged up. Hefe, I know you had some angles on that earlier about how, even if he does play, is he going to be able to be the offensive threat that he has been throughout this series?
We'll definitely get into that, man. One thing that stands out, two things that stands out to me in this game right here, in this game 3, obviously Bam, best game of the playoffs. He was dominant. And for the Celtics, it's the continued success of Jaylen Brown. He's been the best player for them this series. You can't even, there's no argument. He's been the best player for them this series. Will it continue tonight? Is it enough? Obviously not. We'll get into it, but look at these role players, man. Look at Strus. Look at Max Strus. 16 points, 4 of 7 from 3. He had a big 3 in that game, if you remember. Celtics were down about 4. There was about 2 minutes left. They just came off a huge 3-pointer from Jaylen Brown. Strus comes right back and hits a 3, and it was pretty much it. But number one staff in this game, guys, 19 steals from the Heat. And if the team's gonna have 19 steals,
too many turnovers for the Celtics there, man. They pretty much screwed themselves. 2 things for me. Bam, outstanding game, man. They needed him to step up, and he stepped up. 31 points. And the Heat, they made some adjustments, and they started attacking the paint. I think they had 48 points in the paint, I think. And Bam had a huge game, and I look for Bam to probably, continue because
scroll down on this. I want to see Oladipo.
He had 5, but I mean, he had an emotional night.
Look at the steals. 4 steals. The man had 4 steals in one game.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, that's right. Looking over at the Celtics stats, like their role players just aren't doing anything besides like these guys.
Point something out right here. Luka scored 40 last night, minus 19. Jaylen Brown scores 40. Look at his plus minus.
Yeah,
that's because the way he's going about it. He's not scoring, empty points. He's scoring points that are, meant to keep him in the game. The big thing for the Celtics is turnovers, and I think that, crazy stat. They've only lost 2 quarters, and we're heading into Game 4 tonight.
It's an insane stat.
We saw what happened last time. We saw what happened last time. They fixed up the turnovers, and they absolutely blew them out, won by 25 plus. I think the biggest thing they got to do is just focus on, hey, we have this one quarter that's been killing us. We should be up 3-0 right now if we just have this one quarter that's not, an atrocity. It doesn't even have to be a winning that quarter. If they just don't lose that quarter by 20 plus points, that's happened twice now. They could be up 3-0 in this series.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, Miami 39-18 in the first quarter, man. That pretty much screwed the Celtics.
The Celtics came out so flat that they should be embarrassed.
I got one more thing to say.
All right.
Bad beat all over it. The under for this game, man. Brutal. The last 2 minutes of the game. I think the last minute and a half, maybe.
I forgot, and now I'm
20 plus points. I think the whole Discord was on the unders when we all were just like, what the like, look, we were just watching the live because it was live at 2:01 the whole fourth quarter, and we're like, okay, we might be good. It's sitting at 2:01, and then bam, like started fouling. Brown just started making threes. Williams made threes.
Yeah. Like, and at the end of the day, it all came down to a pointless Bam Adebayo dunk when he could have just held the ball and killed the clock. There was 20 when they inbounded the ball. There was 24.7 seconds, right? So they couldn't technically run it out, but that game was over.
Yeah, I mean, Celtics.
Bam they were not dunked it, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, when a team's, giving up the fouling there, it's almost disrespectful just to go for that. And then it really hurts all the, underbettors like the Discord. I'm sure they were absolutely not pleased about that. But, whenever a team like kind of gives up of like, hey, we're not going to foul, it's almost like, what are you doing when you go up there and just dunk it? It's like, all right, next time you're probably going to catch a hard foul across the chest or something.
I mean, I'm sure majority of the people were on the over though. I just thought the sharp play was on the under, and it was there. It's just unfortunate beat. Congrats if you had the over because that was Bam saved you. But boys, it's about that time. We got to jump into today's game one. Humongous game, as Hefe would say. Heat versus the Celtics. Line is sitting at -7. I want to know if Robert Williams is playing or not. I think he's questionable right now. Hero is out for this game. Let's see where the total is sitting at, boys. It's down to 205.5. We're seeing another low total here. I don't know if I want to just touch the total anymore in this game. I want to hear your thoughts and breakdowns, boys. Hefe, going to you first. What do you think, man?
Total, I'm right there with you. I am PTSD'd from this damn total.
Same.
I genuinely speaking to everybody, I can't even be confident. There is nothing that shows me it could be one way or the other. Even in a blowout, it can hit the over or the under. Even in a close game, it can hit the over and the under. If this series has been so flip-flop, I hate it with the total. I'm not even wasting my time. So I'll get into my side before I get into my most confident plays, which are my props. My side, guys, 7's a lot.
What was it last game? Was it 6.5?
I believe it was 6. Or 5.5.
I guess because Hero is
close at 5.5. So you could not tell me that Hero is worth 1.5 points unless we're not online right now and Jimmy Butler just got ruled out. If so, then but I don't see it.
Is that possible? If he's sitting, like how bad do you think his knee is?
I'm gonna look right now.
I think he's gonna play. I think for sure he's gonna play.
I think he's gonna give it his all, man. Jimmy Butler's that type of guy. Do you guys think Jimmy Butler would sit? No way. Anyway, guys, I'm going with the Celtics -7. I know it's a lot of points, but the Celtics are 4-0 after a loss this postseason. They have proven that when their backs are against the wall, when they're down in a series, they win. That they put together good performances. They're at home. They played really bad in the first quarter yesterday. I'm sorry, not yesterday, Saturday. But they won every other quarter. They just played so damn bad in the first that they couldn't overcome the huge deficit that they got into. Like BB said earlier, the Heat have only won 2 out of freaking 12 quarters in this 3-game series so far. It's incredible. I think the Celtics win tonight. I'll get into what players I think will play well and why they will play well when we go into our props. But I think as a team, you're going to see an energized team that's going to come out from the get-go energized, not go down by 30 points in the first quarter and then just really have no chance. I mean, it's exhausting to do that. Because what you do when you go down by 30, guys, is you have that 10-0 run, but you look up at the screen, and you're still down 20. And then 100%. The other team makes a 3, and it changes your whole momentum. Every basket is a momentum killer when you're down that much. It's almost impossible.
Right.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. I like the Celtics in this spot. 7 is a decent amount of points, but I mean, every game's been, won by 6 or more points, and we've seen a lot of blowouts in this playoffs, and I wouldn't be surprised to see another one here, honestly. Like we said earlier, they've only won 2 quarters the Heat have in this entire series. 10 of the 12 quarters, the Celtics have been the better team. I think they've been the better team like 90% of this, this whole time. So I like for Jason Tatum and crew to have a bounce back game here. We've talked about it before. This team bounces back well after playoff losses. I think that this is a good spot for them. I know a lot of people are saying, they were just -6 and now we're moving up to -7 after they lost outright. but I think that's exactly what they want you to think. I think this is a sharp angle here with the Celtics, and so that's where I'm riding with the side. And I got a few player props I like as well in this one, but I'm gonna let Slam go ahead and see if you have a
we'll
side.
We'll go over that in a little bit. As far as side, I'm with you guys, man. I think the Celtics bounce back here. God damn it, I hate it, but this one goes under, boys. This is it. This is the one. Unfortunate that the under didn't hit last game. First quarter was super high, by the way. He 39-18 in the first quarter. They were just hot, and they weren't missing. I think Robert Williams is playing. Shout out to Wear My Cup. He said Williams is good to go. So that's big because they need an inside guy, especially for Bam. Can't let Bam have a good night, man. He was dominating the paint, 31 points. I see adjustments, man. I see Tatum. This is 10 points last game. Bad game for Tatum. We'll get into player props here in a little bit, but Celtics -7, and I think this one goes under. I think this one will be that defensive grind game that we're all going to witness, and it's potentially probably going to be a close game as well.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so I'll kick us off with the props. My first one I like for on the Celtics here is going to be Jason Tatum over 27.5 points. I think this is, this line's where it should be because I love it. I think he's going to have a bounce back game. We've seen it in all of the Celtics, bounce back games as well. He comes back, especially with him having 10 points. I think they're going to definitely be looking to get him the ball and focus on him getting into the paint because obviously they're going to start focusing on Jaylen Brown here at some point. They can't keep letting him hang 40 on him. And I think this is a great spot for Tatum. He's a dog. He's a killer. And I know that last game's still probably, just itching under his skin. So I expect him to come out aggressive off the rip and get this one for us.
I'll go next. I got 3. We're going to go. You want me to go through all 3 right now, guys?
Do your Celtics one first. Then we'll go to our Heat prop.
I got 2 Celtics one, guys. I couldn't agree with every word you said about Jason Tatum. He has been a different player after a loss. Let's go through all the 4 games. 27, 46, 30, and 29 respectively. Tonight's over-under is 26.5. Well, guess what? He scored over that in every single one. I just think he is the type of player, after that loss, he stayed in that arena and probably put up 1,000 shots. He's one of those. He's just one of those guys that he holds himself accountable. I think him seeing Jaylen Brown drop 40 and the fact that they were down so big and they had the chance to come back. They really did in the fourth quarter. We were truly watching that game. They could have came back. There was a time where Marcus Smart hit a 3 after he just came back from the injury and they went down by 10. And all the energy, momentum, everything flipped to the Celtics. Jason Tatum couldn't get it going, couldn't buy a shot. And I know he's hurt by that. He's going to come out on fire. I think that's the biggest thing. Is the Celtics coming out today with energy and not flat. My second player, Marcus Smart, over 14.5 points. When he scores 20+, the Celtics are 4-0. When he puts up 12 or more shots in a game this postseason, the Celtics are 6-0. Guess how many shots he put up in Game 3, guys? Just guess.
5.
11! 11! Can't even make it up.
Wow, he's actually been pretty hot too. He's hitting his player props.
I'm taking Smart over 14.5 points. Those are my 2 Celtics ones. I have one for the Heat, but I'll wait for Sam to give us the Celtics.
Yeah, man, I'm with you there with Smart. He's actually been a game changer, man, and pretty hot. He's been hitting his props. Hit his props at 14.5 last game. He's at 14.5 this game, and I think if you like the Celtics, I usually back the props if you like that team. So I'm backing Smart over. I think he has a game. I think he'll go over as easily. As far as Tatum is my favorite, man. I took him last series when he had a bad game against the Nets. I think he had like 8 maybe. It was pretty low. And then I was like, Tatum's going to bounce back today. The next game. And he went off. He covered his props, hit his threes, hit his rebounds, pretty much covered everything. So Tatum, this is the game for Tatum. Stack it, PRA, points. He's going off tonight, man. This is his game. And I think as far as Brown has been pretty hot, man. Let me pull him up real quick, but I think Brown has a little regression tonight.
He's hit these 3 for 3 in player props, in points props this series. He's hit in every single one. He just blew it out of the words, had a 40-point game. I think Brown is the sexy pick today. but probably the one that's not going to hit.
Yeah, this line has moved up. It was
20, and it has to.
Yeah. It was 3.5 to start the series. I mean, not 3.5, 23.5 to start the series.
23.5, yes.
And now it's at 25.5. And if you look at the screen, shout out Edgehouse. He's hit this at 28.5.
I think this is a sharp line here. I could definitely see it being right at that 24, 25 range.
Definitely. But yeah, man, that's all for me. Do you guys want to talk about the Heat side?
Yeah.
You guys like there?
BB,
I'll kick us off. For the Heat, someone I'm looking at, someone who's kind of new to the series, actually. It's Kyle Lowry, over 4.5 assists. I think this is a good angle for him here. I know some places have it up to 5.5 now, but I still kind of like it at that number. I have him around 6 or 7 assists. I think he's going to have to try to get guys like Bam involved, and just try to distribute the ball. He's still kind of green to it. I don't expect him to be trying to just volume score. Jimmy Butler being possibly out could make him have to score a little bit more, but I still think he's going to look to distribute the ball, especially to Bam. I think that's going to be a big focal point for them. They're going to be looking to get Bam the ball. And that leads to my other one. I got Bam Adebayo over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. I don't expect him to score 31 in this one again, but I do think we could see like an 18, 9, and 5 game here. Something that one of his traditional stat lines, something that it's more of his normal. So we don't need him to absolutely go off to cover this. We just really kind of need a normal Bam, and I expect them to continue to look for Bam, especially coming off that big game.
I'm with you. I like the Lowry assists, but my play for the Heat is a real simple one, guys. Taking Jimmy Butler under 24.5 points. I think Jimmy Butler is a warrior. I think if he wasn't the mentally strongest player in the NBA, the Heat would probably look at him and be like, you got to sit out because we need you for the long run here. Like, we can't have you injure more what is injured already rather than just rest. But Jimmy Butler ain't that guy. Jimmy Butler's playing no matter what. Jimmy Butler will play on 1 foot, I'm pretty sure. But I think he's going to have to reserve his energy tonight. And I think for the Heat to have any chance, he has to use that energy more on defense than on offense. So I'm fading the points. I'm going under 24.5.
I like it, man. Yeah, man, we're all on the Celtics minus the 7 here, man. And you got to
I just want to say my fading of Jimmy's not like because I'm on the Celtics.
No, I know. But
I'm fading because I know he's forcing himself to play because that's the type of guy he is.
Sure. But I'm saying that like Celtics minus 7, you got to think there might be a potential blowout here. If it's a blowout, guys, a lot of these starters are going to sit. If you're taking Jimmy Butler over or Bam over, I'm focused on Victor Oladipo here. I think this would be a blowout, man. I think Celtics come out hot, and I think they get a win. I think this goes to 2-2. Victor Oladipo comes in the third, plays all fourth quarter, will hit his points total at 10.5 here. As you seen in the game before the last game, he had 14 points. That's because he played in trash time. I think he came in third quarter and dropped like 10 points or so. All trash buckets right there. So like Victor Oladipo, 10.5. And I think, with Hero being out, he'll get some more playing time as well. So yeah, I like him. And let me see who else. I was looking at Bam as well. Guys, what do you think about Bam over? You think he goes over or under?
It's so easy to take his over right now. I hate taking a player after a big game. I hate it. Especially like the best, like the best game of the playoffs. Tyler Hero's out, so I might as well say I'm big into Strus tonight and Gabe Vincent. Those two players will see increased minutes with Hero being out. You just got into Depot. You'll also see increased minutes. Those 3 role players for the Heat, they're make or break. So I would, if you're on the Heat tonight, I would look at those 3 guys: Gabe Vincent, Strus, and
Vincent might be a good play as well. I like him to come off the bench. Yeah, I think he only had like 3 points last game, so look for him to bounce back and contribute because Hero is out. Boys, is it about that time?
It is, my friends.
Alpha.
Way to LeBron. I will get it started for you right now, guys. I'm going to give you a side. I'll give you 1 prop, 2 as my best bets. Taking Celtics minus 7 as my side. I'm taking Marcus Smart over 14.5 as my best player prop. BBB, what do you got?
I like it. I'm going to be rocking with the Celtics spread as well. But my favorite play of the day is going to be Jason Tatum over 27.5 points. And then, two little other props for you guys. I got the Heat, Kyle Lowry over 4.5 assists. And then I like Bam Adebayo to have a decent game, over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So lock it in. Let's rock. Slam, take us home.
Let's go, man. Celtics -7. I'm going first half under here. First half under 105. Honestly, the first half under would have hit the last game. It was also a bad beat. I think Tatum hit a last-minute 3 to make it go over. Like first half to go under here. I don't think first quarters are going to be that much of a blowout like last game. I think it will be close. First half under is a good play. I'm not sticking around for full game because you got fouls and shit like that. As far as player props, Tatum over 27.5. Is that where it's at? 27.5. But anyways,
I'll go 26, 27. Depends where you.
Yeah, he'll go over that. He'll be in the 30s.
I think he's going 30 plus.
Yeah, if you guys want to take his over rebounds as well, I think that would be a good play. Other than that, boys, anything else before we end the show?
Nah, everybody. Shout out Pure Wage, man. Make sure you guys check him out. The GOAT. He might have a couple boosts tonight. We don't know, but if he will, you will definitely send it out on all our social. Make sure you guys give him a follow. It wasn't for him. Wouldn't be here all season, man, and all throughout the playoffs for you guys. Other than that, we'll be back on Off the Bounce, same time, same place tomorrow for Game 4 of Mavericks Warriors. But we got a special treat, an Off the Bat night episode coming to you in just a few minutes. So stay tuned, everybody. Till then, peace.